So usually I don't start an episode talking. I usually go ahead and do a little bit of a montage beforehand. But if you didn't realize, I don't have that many axolotls here anymore. The number of 100 currently went down to 29 because of the fact that when I wasn't looking, an Enderman went ahead and took away a piece of the wall here, which you may see I replaced with andesite, or not andesite, that's granite. But it was gravel, and what happened with that is if we come up here, all 71 of the axolotls went down there and perished, as you can tell by the cobblestone that is currently down there. Ah, that'll do it. And hello everyone, and welcome back to this week of our Minecraft Let's Play series, where we are on week 25, I believe. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. You know, I was kind of hoping that in that short amount of time that we would get a wither skeleton or two falling down from there, but I guess we're not going to get that lucky right now. But anyway, you may have seen me actually go ahead and go ahead and fix this farm, which there you go, and you're actually getting to see how it does sometimes spawn wither skeletons, just sometimes infrequently. But I digress, let's get into what we're actually going to be doing this week. This is all I have planned for at the moment. Currently, I want to go ahead and fight multiple withers, which, because we technically fought the wither legitimately already in this world, I want to go ahead and just grind slash farm the wither, so it's not going to be as great as the last fight. The last fight wasn't even that great. And we're going to use the 4 stars from here, as you see I have 4, to go ahead and make 4 beacons, possibly 5, but I think I'm going to be sticking with 4. Then I want to go ahead and make some more base improvements, which you could probably guess what one of those base improvements is based upon the fact that I want to fight withers for beacons. And then we're going to be making a fish farm for reasons I will explain later this week. And thanks to our wither skeleton farm, if we go into these chests, you can see I've already have a bunch of wither skeleton skulls. So, you know, fighting the wither's not going to be that hard. Oh, now you want to work. Great. See, I will just take a few skulls. I already have, I believe, 12 more over at the base. I just want to take 3 more for a total of 5 withers. And I will meet you guys back at our base. So yeah, if I look into this, nope. Alright, so if I look into this one, it has our wither skeleton skulls. There we go. I got kind of worried there for a second. And now with the wither skeleton skulls and the soul sand in tow, we're going to go ahead and head into the end to do this very easily. At least I hope it's going to be easy. Knowing me, I'll mess it up somehow. And actually, I almost did forget one thing. I forgot that we need obsidian for this. Only 4 of it at least, though, so should be good. You know, I guess I could have taken this beacon off a long time ago, but it's probably for the best that I leave it here for now. But yeah, this is where we're going to be fighting the Wither, and you might be thinking, why would I fight it in the end? Well, it's because I'm going to be fighting it the cheap way. I am in a mine under the portal, I guess. I forgot the name of it for a second. And I'm going to be building something that will help us fight the Wither a lot easier. Alright, so this is the bare minimum of what we need. I'll probably make this look nicer in the future, but for now I'm just going to do this. And all we have to do is under the center of the portal, which would be right here, we place an obsidian block, and then we make a T out of it. And then all we have to do is replace our soul sand for the Wither, and then our Wither skeleton skulls, like so. And this should work, I think. Yep. And then we can just go ahead and beat upon this Wither, even though the Wither is very loud right now. Also, I have Smite 5 on my axe, so this is going to be a lot easier than you would think. Ta-da. And now we just do that 5 times. It's always worrying that when he flies up, but honestly, it's fine. Alright, one more. Alright, cool. We're done with another star gathering, and we're just going to head back to our base now. Go ahead and make some beacons. And alright, we can now cross that off. That honestly didn't take that long, obviously, but I did do it the cheap way, so you can blame me later, but I feel like it'd just be nicer to do it that way, instead of making you guys sit through 5 Wither bosses. But now we're going to go ahead and work on some base improvements, and as you may have seen while I've just been walking around here, I did actually go ahead and do a little bit of terraforming again with the base, mainly these rocks slash boulders I have just kind of scattered across the path. You know, there's not that many, there's a few scattered throughout here, and I think that it just adds a little bit of character. We will be adding this more everywhere we can, but for now we're just gonna do this. And with our base improvements for this week, I'm thinking of a few things, a few possible things at least. First off, I want to go ahead and add some beacons around here. We have not had any beacons this entire time in this world, and I feel like that is a problem. So we'll go ahead and add a place for beacons. It needs to be centralized, so somewhere around here, and we also need to make it look nice, which that's going to be the hard part. But I also want to go ahead and I want to increase this path, possibly make it go up here as well where the beacon should be. And then finally, I want to add a bridge that goes across from somewhere around here to over to that landmass as well. So we have a decent amount of stuff that I want to get to building, so let's not waste any time and do so, shall we? And alright, so first things first is I want to build a bridge from here over to there. So I need to figure out A, the block palette I want, and B, what direction I want to build it. I don't want it to be just straight across like this. I kind of want it to be diagonal just to give me a bit of a challenge. But we're going to see how well all that works. It's not bad, but interesting, I'll put it as. It's a very rickety bridge at the moment. Or something we could do instead of these is this is where the lighting can be. It's going to be very bright, but how does this look from the side? Okay, we're going to get rid of the centerpiece and we'll add a slab instead. Yeah, it's not bad. It might grow on me later. It looks a little bit weird, but yeah, I think that'll be fine. And here it is. This is our final bridge. I'm sorry I didn't really talk that much during this, but I didn't want to make you guys sit around waiting for me to actually figure out a block palette because it did go through some iterations first. But yeah, I also wanted to show you guys during the night just to show you how lit it up it is because we've got the frog lights right here. And I think it works out pretty well. You know, it's quite smooth under all circumstances. If you go under here, I tried giving this a little bit of detail, like a little bit of an arch, but I don't know, it looks slightly weird to me. I might just remove this block and turn it into a slab instead of a full block. But yeah, that's kind of how that is. And then under here I added some stone brick beams here just so that it wasn't just planks all the way through. But yeah, I'm honestly pretty happy with how it turned out. We have the path going into it as well. I decided to just do that really quick. And of course, there's nothing really on this side, and especially the fact that this needs to be terraformed, because not only is this up to the light here, but it's obviously not a smooth transition up. But next on our list here as well is the beacons that I wanted to add to our base, because, well, we've been working around here a lot and we have not put up a single beacon around here yet, so I thought it'd be time to do that. However, I don't know if I want to put it here, if I want to put it up there, so I need to decide on that really quick. So after some deciding, this is actually going to be our prime location for the baking, because I've realized that if I wanted to make a cylinder around this, which I was planning on doing so, that it needed to be a 17 by 17 space to put down an 11 by 11 beacon. And currently, if you look at this, even over at the farthest edge here, which might not even be where I build, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, plus like 2 more over there. So I'm thinking what might be the best solution is we push it as far into that wall as we can, and we put it in the center. So from here to there, with 1 block gaps on each side for the moment. Alright, so this is the top circle of what I'm trying to make here, and I don't know how far down I want this to go. It's definitely going to have to be at least flush with the ground down there, but I don't know if I want it to stop there, or if I want to bring that up. I'm not too sure. I'm not even entirely too sure what else I want this to be besides, like, you know, a beacon, because I want it to be something else, or this is just going to be empty. And alright, here's our beacons with every effect that I wanted. Currently we've got speed 2, resistance 2, regen, haste 2, jump boost, and strength 2. I just thought that those would be like the good beacon qualities to have, so that is what I landed on. And now what I need to figure out is with this platform, and I didn't go ahead and detail the platform because you aren't going to be seeing most of it anyway, so I thought why bother. But I need to figure out how I want to build the walls up, what I want to make them out of so it looks pleasing, and then I need to figure out what I want to do with the ring up top. I want to make it out of glass, I know that much, but do I want to make a design out of stained glass, or do I want to just go ahead and do regular glass? And then the next question is, do I want to fill this up with something else? Like, do I want to fill this up with water and put some fish in here? All these questions I need to answer, and I don't know what I want to do with this yet, so I guess you'll see what I decide to land on. I think I know what you are, and I'm worried about you, actually. I don't like that you're near the sheep. Whatever. Nice. We now have 4 skeleton horses. Let me go grab some... Oh my god, I am a porcupine. Let me go grab some leads so that I can go ahead and just wrangle them to the sheep for the now. Just put all of you here. There we go. Y'all will stay there for the time being. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, there we go. I like the design a lot, to be honest, but we're not done yet. There we go. There is our little container for our beacon. And you may have noticed that I went ahead and actually did some design on top. And if you can tell, well, actually, let me go and fly above it. You might be able to tell it is a cog. But yeah, this is the design I decided to land on for our container for our beacon. I may go ahead and fill this thing up with water and put some things in it later, but I thought at the moment that this would just be good to have right now. It does look a little bit out of place, and that is literally just because like it is the most detailed thing and like it is poking out a bit, which I do plan on fixing later, but that'll probably be a between week thing. And you may notice that the block palette is very similar over here to the bridge, which by the way, I also changed the bridge between building the thing for the beacons, and that is I went ahead and raised all these lamps up by one. I just thought it'd look better, and then I also went ahead and added some copper here, which also brings me to something else. These are wax copper blocks, and the ones on that build are not, because I did not have enough beeswax to go ahead and actually like go ahead and put wax on them. So that just tells me that I'm gonna have to go ahead and build a bee farm in the future, which go figure is going to have to happen at some point. This cog on top of here also signifies kind of what I want to do with this little area, because I've always tried to think of what style I want to go for around here, and I think a steampunk kind of town would be cool if I can actually pull it off. It'll incorporate a lot of blocks that I've already been using, and I think it would also just incorporate a lot of the copper blocks that we're supposed to be getting in the newer updates, so I think that would be really neat to do. Speaking of which, these walls down here, I know that the frog lights kind of stand out. I'm thinking that when we actually go ahead and get the copper trapdoors, I will go ahead and place them over this just to kind of make it look a little bit neater. But yeah, that is the little bit of base improvement I want to do this week. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and make a fish farm. And you might be wondering, why am I deciding to make a fish farm? Well, it actually has something to do with the villagers. Now, obviously we have a fisherman who would be willing to trade for fish. Obviously, if I go ahead and do his little bit of trades, he's got raw cod, raw salmon, tropical fish, and puffer fish. But I went ahead and took the time to go through every villager's trades for emeralds, specifically for emeralds. And I went and made a list right here. This is every item that a villager will trade for emeralds. Now, this may be very confusing to you, and I'll explain my thought process of how I wrote this down. So you may see that some words start with a plus and others are starting with a minus. Plus means I have an idea of how to make a farm for it. Minus means I don't have an idea of how to make a farm for it at all. So as you may see, items that I might be able to make a farm for in the future would be raw chicken, dried kelp, glass pane, scoot, glass bottles. Yes, there are 2 pages to this. String, fish, boats and sticks, feathers, leather, ink sacks, nether quartz, stone, types of wool, iron. All dyes on here is a little bit questionable because some of them I'm not too sure, but others I definitely know how to make a farm for it. Then as you may also see, I have little asterisks here, and it's more of a moral kind of thing, if that makes sense, to make a farm. Iron on here, I'm trying to avoid using an iron farm in this world. If push comes to shove, I will use it, but I'm trying to avoid it. Same with sand, but push comes to shove, I will make farms for those. But other things like ink sacks, rabbit hide, feathers, the raw meats, rabbit's foot, and scoot are all kinds of things that I don't know how I feel about making a farm for them, because it is farming on passive mobs. I may go ahead in the future and just say whatever and make these farms. It is kind of also hypocritical because I'm about to make a fish farm, but for the time being, we'll worry about that later. But I hope that explains why I'm going to be making a fish farm, so I will go ahead and meet you guys in the place of where we are going to go ahead and build this thing. Here we go, this is good. So here we are with a deep lukewarm ocean in front of us. You may be wondering why I decided to do this in a deep lukewarm ocean, and that's just because the rate of fish actually changes based on where you are. You can be in a cold ocean, a deep cold ocean, a frozen ocean, a warm ocean, a lukewarm ocean, or a deep lukewarm ocean. And the one that has the best rates, even though it doesn't have every fish, is the deep lukewarm ocean. But to be fair, every ocean doesn't have every fish. You are either going to be missing out on tropical fish and puffer fish, or you're going to be missing out on raw salmon. So I just thought this missing out on raw salmon is the better of the two evils. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start building this farm right here. Yeah. Alright, time for redstone components. Time to go up. And here it is, our fully automatic fish farm, which as you can see has already been working pretty well, and if you even look into the chest, has been giving us a lot of tropical fish. But seeing as it gives us 3 different types of fish is really good at a farm for, you know, trading with villagers. So I'm pretty happy with it, and it didn't even take that long to build, so even better. Then of course if you come up here where our AFK thing is, or AFK spot, AFK thing. Yeah, it doesn't look great because the tutorial just shows you to make a glass platform with a slab over your head. I'm never comfortable with that kind of thing. I like to have a mostly enclosed space, which is why I went ahead and decided to do this. And we can just sit in here, AFK, and we'll even be able to look down into our fish farm. But sadly, that is where I'm going to have to end off this week. We actually did get a decent bit done. We did a lot more decorating around our base. We made this fish farm, and we went ahead and killed a couple more withers to go ahead and build some beacons around our base. But yeah, I'm still pretty happy with what we ended up getting done. So thank you guys for watching this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, you guys take care, have a great week, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next one. Alright, bye-bye!